Picking a character in Street Fighter V Championship Edition can be a daunting task, but don't worry, I got you covered. Hi everyone, my name is Nakali and I'm a competitive Street Fighter V player that helps you level up your game. And today we're going to be talking about my top 5 characters that I recommend beginners play in Street Fighter V Championship Edition. Now before I begin the video, I just want to give a full disclaimer. Ultimately, you as a beginner do not have to pick any character on this list because you might not find them appealing, and that's okay. In my eyes, a character can make or break whether you stick with the game or not. And so I would rather you guys play someone else that you find appealing than play one of my characters that I recommend because they're beginner. Now with the disclaimer out of the way, let's go ahead and get into my recommendations. The first character that I will recommend is Guile. Guile is a defensive zoner whose game plan revolves around 2 moves, his Sonic Boom and his Flash Kick. Guile's Sonic Boom is his fireball that can be done by holding back for a couple of seconds and then hitting forward and punch, and his Flash Kick is his uppercut that can be done by holding down for a few seconds and then holding up and kick. Now both of these moves can be done alternatively by holding down back for a few seconds and then pushing either forward and punch or up and kick depending on the move that you want to get. Now let's talk about some of the pros and why I think you should play Guile. Guile has one of the best fireballs in the game with the Sonic Boom. I believe it has like either the best or second best recovery on fireball, so you have a bit of more of room for error to throw fireballs and kind of mess up without having it kill you too much. He also has some of the best anti-airs of the game, so even if you can't Flash Kick for anti-air, you can either anti-air with his air throw or his crouching hard punch. Guile also has an invincible reversal in his EX Flash Kick, so if your opponent gets on top of you and you get a little bit scared, you can use your EX Flash Kick to not only get the opponent off of you, but knock them full screen so you can go back and continue playing Guile's fireball game. The second character that I recommend that you play is Cammy. Cammy is a rushdown character whose gameplay revolves around counter poking and overwhelming the opponent with her strong pressure. Now, some of the pros of playing Cammy is that she has a really fast walk speed, and that fast walk speed is definitely put to use whenever she's playing neutral. She also has a dive kick that allows her to change her jump arc, so she can kind of create this mind game with the opponent whenever she wants to jump in. Although I don't recommend you guys as beginners just start jumping in, that is a really strong tool that she can use to leverage to force the opponent to make a decision. Not only does that open up her air approach, it also opens up her ground approach with dashes. So the dive can lead to multiple ways to open up the opponent, which is really good. She also has a strong anti-air game with her DP and back medium punch and an invincible reversal just like Guile, so if you ever feel pressure, you can use that to make the opponent get off of you. The third character that I recommend is Ed. Ed is primarily a keep away character whose gameplay revolves around frustrating the opponent with fireballs and using his cycle flickers to stack up chips. Some of the pros of Ed are that he has easy specials and easy combos, so the execution barrier for this character is really low. Ed also has great dashes and great movement, so whenever you see an Ed player play, they're typically always either forward dashing and back dashing because they're just so good, and that's what you want to do to kind of frustrate your opponent. Another pro about Ed is that he also has an invincible reversals, so if you're feeling the pressure, you can just mash those 3 punches and get your opponent off of you with his cycle upper. The fourth character that I recommend is Birdie. Birdie is a grappler character whose gameplay revolves around poking and whiff punishing. Some of the pros of playing Birdie are that he has some of the best neutral in the game, like his crouch and light punch, his stand heavy punch, his stand heavy kick. Like all those buttons are just so good to use and they're really hard to whiff punish consistently. Another pro is he that has a very easy anti-air in his crouching medium punch, so if you ever see your opponent try to jump, just do your crouching medium punch and they're put in a 50-50 mix up where they have to either guess with your command throw or your stand roundhouse. Yay, easy pressure. Another pro is that he has damaging combos that are easy to do, and he has a pretty good V system with his can and 2 strong V triggers in V trigger 1 and V trigger 2 that both lead to insane damage, especially V trigger 1 when he just pops it and he does an EX command grab. Yeah, your health is gonna go bye-bye. The fifth and final character that I recommend beginners play is Nakali. Nakali is a brawler whose game plan revolves around getting in and overwhelming the opponent with strikes and throws. The pros of Nakali is this character is Street Fighter V the character. And what I mean by Street Fighter V the character, this character has everything in the game that makes characters good in Street Fighter V. Nakali has really strong counter pokes such as his crouching medium punch. He has strong crush counters such as his stand heavy kick or his crouching hard punch. He has a 3-frame, he has a command throw. He also has a really strong V system, so his V skill 1 is really good and is sort of essentially like a fireball that knocks down and builds up V gauge, and his V triggers are both good, but I would personally suggest V trigger 1. His V trigger 1 allows him to revert back to his normal self, so that allows you to take advantage of the game such as V shift, but both of them do the same thing. Both of them enhance him once he pops it, so he gets better frame data and better movement in the game, which is always good. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 5 recommendations for beginners in Street Fighter V. Every single one of those characters is a different archetype, so even if you don't like the characters on this list but like the archetypes that they play in, you could probably find another character that fits the archetype for that character that you might potentially like even more. If you enjoyed the video and found it very helpful, leave a like on the video and also comment down below your top 5 characters that you would recommend for beginners. I'm really interested to see what other people's list would be. So anyways, guys, remember the 2 greatest commandments of all: love the Lord God with all your heart, love your neighbor as yourself. Take care, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.